Dark magic is a morally complex magic system in the Dragon Prince, and I'm here to argue today that it is one of the best written magic systems of all time. Before I explain why, let's first discuss how it works. In the Dragon Prince universe known as Xadia, there are 6 elemental sources that a magical creature can be connected to: the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the sky, and the ocean. Humans, however, are not connected to any of these 6 arcanums, and so for centuries, they could not use any primal magic spells unless they use something called a primal stone. To get around this, humans use dark magic, where they suck the life force out of a magical creature in order to cast a spell. Even in this introduction, you can see the evil in dark magic. The sacrifice of life for power already opens the doors to a debate on how ethical dark magic is. But is the use of a life a fair trade to even the playing field between the human kingdoms of the West and the elves and dragons of Xadia, who were born with an advantage? As a finishing touch, a mage will chant a description of what the spell does, but stated backwards, to really emphasize the sinister nature of the sorcery. Now that you understand the backstory behind dark magic, what does it actually do? Well, just like most soft magic systems, it pretty much does whatever you want, provided of course that you have the necessary ingredients to drain the life from, and that you are willing to corrupt your body for the power provided. To give an example, the main antagonist Viren has a spell where he uses a dragon horn to manipulate the lava in his way in order to form a path into Xadia. In doing so, you can see that the magic taints his upper body as he is casting the spell, and it finally reveals his true form, which is a result of decades of meddling with forbidden sorcery. This second point is shown even more in the very next episode, where Viren goes under the light of Luxoria, and it is revealed that his entire body has been exposed to dark magic. Okay, so it's a soft magic system balanced around giving you power that's required for the plot, but it has its rules and restrictions whereby you need specific ingredients for the spell to work, and it deals a little bit of damage to the user. Therefore, the audience feels justified whenever a character uses it to solve a problem within the Dragon Prince, but without thinking to themselves, oh, you're just pulling this shit out your ass. No, there's fair rules and restrictions to it. Now let's dig a little deeper so we understand the themes and the symbolism behind dark magic. You see, if you look at all the evil magic within the history of literature, it usually symbolized something that was happening in the world around you. Godzilla is imagery for the atomic bomb. Frankenstein's monster was a warning around the limitations of science being discovered at the time. Alchemy, although not inherently evil, is based around how in order to get something, you need to be willing to give an equal amount. And my list goes on and on. For dark magic, it seems that it is based on instant gratification. The temporary high of power, even if some may argue is necessary, like in the case of the problem in Season 2 where Viren saved 50,000 people, will always lead to a bigger problem down the line. Referring to that flashback, because Viren used dark magic, Queen Sarai died in the pursuit of the Magma Titan heart needed for the spell, leading to the revenge murder on Avizandum, which started a war between the elves and the humans, which probably could have killed more than 50,000 people. Just like a lot of instant gratification, the enjoyment you get in the moment is very addictive. Common activities like social media, junk food, and porn in the moment feel really awesome, but long-term wise you're antisocial, unfit, and a fucking wanker because you indulged in these bad habits. Not only that, but the dose you take with all of these things progressively is more intense in order to gain the same stimulus. Just one piece of chocolate becomes the whole box. Just 10 minutes on the computer becomes hours and hours. just one sip of alcohol turns into the entire bottle, all for the same enjoyment as you started, which, let's be honest, at that point, you start to hate the action, and you start to hate yourself for indulging. With dark magic, it's exactly the same. We can't just leave it at using a fireball to light up a torch. We need to corrupt an entire Sunfire stronghold, bring down a dragon and harvest its parts, and even perform necromancy. The way that dark mages are shown to have such an obsession for power makes watching the villains in this show so fascinating. Whether it's the downfall of Claudia going from a goofy loving girl to having a spine-chilling presence on screen, or the grey morality of Viren doing the most horrendous actions imaginable, yet you know exactly why he is doing it. Or whenever the hell we're gonna learn about Aravos, dark magic has enhanced the quality of the writing in the Dragon Prince. But here's the thing about dark magic which makes it from an okay magic system to one of the best of all time, is it's mainly used when it's absolutely necessary. Despite its evil nature, despite the fact that it is extremely harmful for life in Zadia and to the mage casting the spell, it's completely justified at times. In Season 5, Claudia casts arguably her most disturbing spell, to fuse with a purple pentapus and swim underwater. No one can deny that this image of Claudia is not one of somebody who is innocent and without sin. But in context, what choice did she have? Claudia's goal here is to obtain Aravos' prison in order to free him and save her father's life. What lengths would you go to save a member of your family? Bonus points if that family member is the only one you had. But here is my caveat. I am not telling you how much more you have left to spend with this relative, and I'm not saying whether or not they will be the same. All I'm suggesting is that this is the only way you can have them back. Just like with most instant gratification, it feels like the only choice in the moment, even if long term there may be a better way. For crying out loud, Viren has a spell where he hides the damage to his appearance as a result of dark magic by using dark magic. So he's literally harming himself to hide the harm that dark magic caused him, hence causing more harm, and he looks worse long term. Again, it sounds stupid, but the choice is either what I mentioned or walking around looking like this. These constant catch-22s, which leave a lot of the audience questioning whether or not dark magic is morally wrong, even though we've discussed earlier that it is, and the way it shapes the character of those who consume it, makes me believe that dark magic is one of the most fascinating magic systems of our modern times. Oh yeah, there's someone I forgot about. Callum is a garbage character who is a bad example for boys to follow and is the exception to the rule. But we will discuss that on a different day.